Well guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Matt Samolski and this is a 2021 Ram 1500 TRX. This is the off-road, the performance vehicle, the performance pickup truck, the dinosaur, the TRX, the rural of the pickup truck world. I'm super excited to have it. One of my most watched videos on my channel is the Ram 1500 Limited, and then there's many comments on that saying, Matt, why don't you do a TRX? Well, it's easier said than done because I've been searching, I've been looking, I've been begging, dealers to let me do that, and finally I found this one 1,500 miles away from home at Mercedes-Benz at Hoffman Estates. I called them, they allowed me to do it. I jumped on the plane. I'm here at Hoffman Estates at Mercedes-Benz, and we're gonna do a review of it. So I'm gonna take you on the tour of this car, exterior, interior. We're gonna check what's underneath the hood, which is super exciting, and then finally I'm gonna take you for a spin in it. So if you're ready, let's go. Okay, so I gotta tell you, you almost feel intimidated standing right next to this beast. You can see it's completely different than the regular 1500 Limited that I did. First of all, what you can see is all of this black stuff up front. Now, this grille right here, this is all like matte gray plastic in here. And look how open it is. I'm gonna give you a close-up of it. This is like the Ram floating logo that allows for the maximum air intake to cool off this incredible big engine. This part right here amounts for about 50% of the engine air intake. This hood scoop right here amounts for another 50%, so 100% of that air goes through here. Lots of air going inside of it. You need it, trust me, you do. Now the bottom part in here, this part right here, this is all metal. This is not plastic, okay? So if you bump into something, you're not gonna crack the plastic. This is solid metal. This is solid metal. By the way, this thing weighs over 6,000 pounds. I think 6,500 or something crazy like this. So I mean, it's massive, it's bigger, it's wider. If you can see from the side of it, you can see how the fenders are sticking out, and we're gonna get in close and personal with those. And LED lights, fully LED lights. You have the fog lights right here. Right next to the headlight housing, there is an air intake that goes inside of this fender well and comes out on the other side, again for better efficiency, for better cooling. So they thought about everything. Now also, in case you didn't know, because maybe you're one of the people that say, hey, somebody told me to buy a TRX, so I bought a TRX, but you don't know what powers up this thing. Well, there's no mistake. It says right on this big hood, it says it's a 6.2 supercharged engine. Now we're gonna take a look at it right now. Let's pop it out. But before we do that, one other detail on this hood scoop right here. You can see those three lights. Now what's interesting, every vehicle over 80 inches wide in the United States is required by law to have the position lights. So that's why you can see some of the work trucks, they have them right on top. Okay, this, they incorporated it inside of here, which is genius. So you don't have those kind of ugly lights on top, but they're right in here at the hood scoop. Now the hood right here, it's got the TRX graphics right on top of here, and it looks absolutely amazing. The white with black makes this car. It honestly does. I love this color combination. Now let's pop the hood and let's see the beast. All right, guys, let's get close to the beast. Let's see what we can see. Well, we can't see really much right from the top of it. You can see the TRX engine cover right here. What's also, I want to point out, I was talking to you about this hood scoop right here, and hopefully you can see it. It says ram airflow right on it. So that allows for this air to get inside of here. And also what's interesting, they actually have an oversized air filters. So you know, it's made for the off-road, it's made for the dusty environment. So those filters supposed to stop all of those particles and put the clean air into the engine. Now we can peek inside of here, and there it is. You can see those orange covers right here, orange valve covers right there. And this is a 6.2 liter supercharged engine, 702 horsepower, 650 pound-feet of torque. Now guys, this vehicle weighs way over 6,000 pounds. Okay, now this engine sends the power to the wheels through an 8-speed automatic transmission, and it's capable of sending this beast, this massive progressive beast, 0 to 60 in under 4 seconds. I think 3.7 seconds is where it tests out for this. Now it comes at a price. It comes at a price because the gas mileage on this is 10 in the city, 14 on the expressway, but who cares when you can afford it and you can have the power like this. This is awesome. We'll take a look how big it is, how wide, how tall, how long. I can't stress enough, because if you haven't been close to one, you'd be surprised if you get one. Now, it is 8 inches wider than the regular Ram 1500. And part of it is because of those massive fenders right here, and the fender flares right on here. It has this two-tone color on this one, the white and black. It fits really nice. Black Ram logo on here. But I want to point out at the wheels. So take a look at those wheels. Now these Goodyear Wrangler tires were designed especially for this truck. Now how big are those, you might ask? So those are LT 325/65/18. This is the size of this tire right here. Territory all-terrain tires, so you can take it off-road, but you can keep it on the road. Same tires in the back right here, and I'm going to give you a close-up of it, because what's important about this vehicle, that it's also modified. Well, modified from the factory, meaning this is stock. Basically, there's nothing added to this vehicle other than the factory equipment, but modified by the factory for a superior off-road performance, including, you know, those suspension. And I'll give you a close-up of it. It's got those Bilstein shocks in the back, and it allows, you know, for a lot of suspension travel. I think 13 and 14 inches, something crazy like this. So you can really do some serious off-roading with this thing. That's what it's designed to do. Now you can see I'm super excited about it. I've driven it just for about maybe 15-20 minutes, and I can't really wait to get back into it. But before we do that, let's talk a little bit about this. Now the huge truck requires huge mirrors. So these are the huge mirrors, almost like the towing mirrors. Now it does tow up to 8,100 pounds, and it had a total payload of about 1,310 pounds, so a massive payload as well. Now this one, you can see right here that it's equipped with a lot of the safety equipment. You can see the camera right here. You can see the blind spot assist. You can see that the mirrors are heated. So not only it's a performance one, but it also has a lot of the luxury amenities that are on the inside of it, and we'll go through a lot of them. Nice thing about this, and you'll need it to get into this massive truck when you get in. Now this has this off-road running boards, metal running boards, nice, sturdy. You can sit on it, you can stand on it, nothing happens. Really good feel for it. And the bed, let's take a look at the bed now. It's a really quick, you can take a look. It's got this bed liner in here, comes standard from the factory like this. And if you look at the top right there, it does have the LED lights for the illumination of the bed as well as the brake light, and it does have the window that opens up right in the middle there. So we'll check that out once we're on the interior. So you might be asking yourself, say, Matt, how much room does it have in here? And I can say honestly that you can have a party in here. There's plenty of room, plenty of headroom, plenty of legroom, and I gotta tell you, what an interior this is. This is crazy. Comparing to some of the other pickup trucks, this is a luxury, typical of a luxury minivan, or of a luxury sedan. And I'm not kidding. I'm actually you have to see it for yourself. Well, okay, let's walk up on it, take a look at the door. Okay, so many things going on in here. You got the leather, you got the contrast stitching, you got the suede, you got the suede perforated kind of slash Alcantara. I'm not even sure what they call it right now. You look at this trim right here, nice. This is kind of the smoked trim, and rest of the interior. Take a look at the seats. Okay, these, like, we've seen the same kind of design on the limited version. I absolutely love it. The leather, it's not like the super soft leather, but it's very nice to the touch. And see how many different designs are going on in here too. Solid, perforated, a little bit of a gray insert right here. So lots and lots of stuff in here. Now the seats are nice and comfortable. It has a couple of deep storage compartments right here. It has a rural measuring stick, right here. This is, by the way, waterproof, so if you decide to put some ice in it and put a few cold drinks, nobody's gonna blame you for it. Ram right on here, and back of the seats. Now they even put this suede and the perforated leather trim right on the back of those seats. What else do we have right here? The seats pop up like this, so you can have for the maximum cargo capacity right on the inside of here. And then in the middle of here you have your power charging stations, you have your USB-Cs, your regular USB, heated and ventilated seat controls right here, and the regular 110 volt outlet. Also you have cup holders, and we'll get to the front of it in just a little bit, but check this out. It also has this big panoramic moonroof, and in the back that little piece of glass opens up right in the middle here, so allows for the maximum air inside of here and maximum air circulation inside of this vehicle. All right, quickly let's walk up on here before we open it. Let's take a look at the door handle. Okay, so it does have this keyless entry where you don't have to have a key on it to lock it. Okay, lock it. Okay, you can unlock it with the remote if you'd like to. This is the TRX remote right here. You can see TRX logo right in the back of this key. This is the same key as a lot of other Ram are using, but it also has the fail-safe in case battery dies. You can open it manually if you'd like to. So let's get inside of it first. Let's check out how the door sounds. Okay, and it does have this nice solid thump on it. Okay, door itself, let's take a quick peak. Same design as the rear door. Obviously you have the memory seat controls right here, 1, 2, and set. You have the window controls, mirror controls, folding mirrors. You have this big speaker right here, and Ram logo right on the side, electric seat controls, TRX embroidered right inside of here. The same, nice, but this leather feels so durable but yet so nice to the touch. It's hard to describe. You have to get in there and actually touch it for yourself. So now this is a sports car, so we're gonna start right here because it's easier to see it from here. Those big gear shifters right here, pedal shifters by the steering wheel. Also, what do you have here? The light control, dimmer control, and those for of people with a little bit of a length deficiency right here, height deficiency. You can adjust your pedals, so if you're shorter or if you're longer, you can definitely adjust it. Now with all of that luxury, and this is by no means dinging it for it, but you have to actually move this lever to adjust your steering wheel, which is not, I mean, it's not something that I would be concerned with, but you know, kind of, you're looking at all this luxury, and here you have that manual lever right here. Well, let's get inside of it and check out the rest of it. Alright guys, so I want to show you this tag right here. It's right in the middle console, and this is personalized to your own TRX, so it does have your VIN number for the particular vehicle that you're sitting here, so you don't have to really you know, look at the door or look at the windshield to locate it. It says that it does have 702 horsepower. It's supercharged 6.2 liter Hemi. It's designed by FCA in Auburn Hills, Michigan. It's got the supercharger. It tells you what it is, and the boost, it's 11 psi. So it's got you all the information for the vehicle that you're looking at right here. But what interior this is, we've seen this. I've seen this on the Limited. It's very similar to that. It's almost identical with the few changes, but we'll go through some of those in just a little bit. Now, it is hot in Illinois, believe it or not. It's going to be 30 degrees or so, so let's start it. Do you hear that growl? Because it's awesome. It's music to my ears. And right here, it shows you your TRX. Now, it's not the same color, but it's the same vehicle. Also, it does tell you an instrument cluster. It's a TRX right on top of here. But let's back off a little bit, back out here, and let's take a look at the steering wheel. Now, it's got the flat bottom steering wheel right here, so it's nicely hand wrapped. Okay, hand leather wrapped in here with the suede inserts, so it is more of a luxury than any of the other pickup trucks that I've seen. Ram logo right here. On the left hand side, you have a selector. This is basically what's going on in this middle screen right there. You can see it's changing as I'm playing around with it, and I really haven't played around with it too much. And on the right hand side, basically this is your cruise control settings. But what you can see sticking out, I showed you that from the back of the steering wheel, okay, those gear shifters right here. Now, okay, let's take a quick peek in here. So same setup as on the Limited, except it says TRX right on top of it. So your odometer is right at the bottom here. Your tachometer is on the left, as well as your coolant temperature. On the right hand side, you have a gas gauge as well as your speedometer, and the speedometer goes to 120 miles per hour. I'm sure it can top that, but we're not going to try today. Anyways, okay, the middle screen right here, that's basically your kind of mini infotainment system. It just shows you the vehicle information, and then trans temperature, coolant temperature, all temp, all pressure. So let's go through that really quick. Battery voltage, intake air, engine torque, engine power, air fuel ratio. You can have those all set up as you drive. You can see what your boost is right now, boost pressure, intercooler, coolant temperature. So you have all of this in one. So this is your gauge summary. If you go up, it gives you the speedometer. This is another option in here. Diagnostics, screen setup, okay, so we can see what it is. Center, upper left, upper right, screen setup. We're not going to do that right now. Let's go back in here. If there's any messages, so we're going to be here. Audio, here it is. We're SXM right now. Trailer tow, trailer trip. Okay, so you can set the trailer brake right here at whatever percentage, and you can set the gain. Right now it's at 6.5, so it's light electric basically. And you can see the range. Okay, we don't have too much gas, is that right? No, we have gas. Well, this is another thing. It's 10 or 14 miles to a gallon, so even if we have half a tank, it's not going to take us a long time to use it. Anyways, let's move on. Let's see. First of all, the magic button, red start engine stop button. This means that you're in the sport you know, RAM right here, and this is where the difference is, because this is normally where this gear selector would be, and like you've seen on the Limited. Now this one says TRX, it says modes right on here, and basically what it does, it gives you the ability to change your custom modes, and I'm going to show you that in just a minute, but let's continue here. So 4-wheel drive auto, you can do an axle lock, 4-wheel drive high, 4-wheel drive low, and then you have your lounge control right here, okay, and you can press it for neutral. So let's go and take a look at the different modes that are available as far as the drive modes, the pre-programmed modes in here. So let's check it out. So mud, sand, okay, rock, Baja, okay, are we going here? Baja, sport, tow, snow, and auto. And then you have a custom mode. I mean, there's some of those, like the Baja mode, I know it actually reduces the traction control to, see, there you go, to allow for the maximum fun when you have off-road. So it's actually gonna have a little bit of understeer and oversteer, however you want to do it, you're gonna have some fun with this. So those are the drive modes, and then the heart of this huge infotainment system right in the middle of here, my favorite by far out of anyone. So this is that 12-inch display, I believe, or is it 15 or 12, one of the two. It's big, trust me. So you do have, first of all, this is your home screen right here. So select top card and select bottom card, so you can customize it. Let's see that you want your navigation right here on top, and you want your media right at the bottom. So you have the two cards that are customizable, and then you can select the mode for your AC. These are your shortcut buttons. Fan up and down, pretty much self-explanatory. Heating and cooling, right now it's at low. Here's your volume knob, and on the other side you have a tune knob. On the other side you have the passenger temperature control, front, rear, window defroster, window defogger, air conditioning, air recirculating button. Right here you have a bunch of auxiliary buttons that you can add, whether it's the lights or maybe you want to add another accessory. Those are all going to be, can be controlled through those auxiliary buttons, so they're there for you right here. And okay, right here you can turn off the traction control, parking sensors in the rear if you'd like to. This is your trailer gain control, you can go up and down, okay, brake, all of that stuff, that's right in here. The bottom of here you have the auxiliary 1 and 2, USB-C, USB. Here's where your wireless phone charger is. Right here, put your phone in here, it's gonna start charging. And classic shifter, okay, remember going from here as far as the dial shifter on the Limited, here's your classic shifter right here. Nice, a little bit of the aluminum trim with leather, really nice, solid. Okay, regular gears, then you can do it, you can actually change gears, okay, here by up and down, or you can do it on the pedal shifters, whichever one you prefer. So this is your interior, but let's go really quickly, let's go back to this, because this is by far my favorite infotainment for the pickup truck right here. Drive modes, you can see sport, tow, snow, auto. You can customize it, okay, you can customize your transmission, pedal shifters, okay. So transmission, you want to customize it, let's custom setup, let's do this, let's here. Okay, see how you can customize all of this. Transmission, you have 3 different options: sport, tow, and street. Pedals, on or off. Stability, street or sport. Suspension, street or sport. Baja, and steering, sport, street, and rock. Okay, so these are all your custom functions that you can set up on this vehicle. So okay, you can turn the screen off if you'd like to completely. Now you have performance right here, because this is typical, we went through the other screen in here, so this is our performance pages. You're not going to have it on the regular Limited. It's loading, I believe it's the first time that it's ever been how it loads. Oh, here it is. So you have your torque, you have your meter timer, you have your power, you have your reaction time. So this is your dashboard, you can have different timers, okay, Wow. So the speed last best, so you can see that people were actually trying it out. Reaction time 60 feet. Now does it have the 0 to 60 in here? 0 to 100 kilometers, best 5.1 second, last 6.7. so actually it's under 4 seconds. It's 3.7 seconds that it's been tested at. Gauges, okay, all the temperature controls, coolant, stuff like this, G-force, dyno engine, vehicle dynamics. Check all of this out. Okay, this is unbelievable, because this gives you the ability to control all of this and at least look at it too and see what's going on. Compare it to your previous, let's say if you're launching, if you want to see of how quickly you went to 0 to 60 or quarter mile or half mile, it all records it right here. So this is pretty cool. You can take a snapshot of it. No storage media installed, but if you did have it, you can actually take a snapshot of it, which is pretty cool. So drive modes, okay, then you also have a valet mode. Will limit the performance of your vehicle, requires a PIN code for activation and deactivation. Enter valet mode, no, because I don't have a PIN code and I want to check this vehicle out. But this is pretty cool, because you leave it at the restaurant, the people know that this is a performance car, you don't want them to rip on it. Race options, launch control, okay, activate launch control, okay, we're not going to do it right now, but shift, light, first gear, second gear, third gear, okay, race cooldown. Wow, this is unbelievable. This is truly a performance vehicle with the performance vehicle options in here. Other than that, guys, you have all the standard stuff that you have. You can have your map, you can have your navigation, you can have your phone radio. By the way, it does have here, it says right here, it's an Alpine stereo. It does have a RAM logo on here, and the rest of this vehicle absolutely incredible. TRX right on the side, and on top of here you have this huge panoramic sunroof that you can open, close, tilt. You can open the shade if you'd like to see how much room it is. It lets a lot of light inside of here, and that's where you can also open the rear glass. Let's check this out. Okay, all right, so open and close. Part of the roof opens up, nice and big. Okay, lights, home link, that's it. That's the interior of it. It would take me a while to learn all of these options in here. Quite frankly, guys, I've only been looking at this car, you know, online. I haven't really checked any of this out, but this, the drive modes, performance, race options, all that stuff, it's a really cool feature for a sport car enthusiast, performance cars enthusiast, because it gives you everything at your fingertips. So it's awesome. Well, I can't stop talking about this vehicle, but gotta take this for a spin. One more thing, nice grab handle. See, that's all hand leather wrapped as well. And let's take it for a spin. Okay, so I'm about to take this car for a spin, this truck for a spin, this monster, and I'm super excited about it. Let's start it up, let's get it cooled down in here a little bit, and let's see. All right, let's rev it up. That sounds awesome. By the way, these trucks are impossible to get. That's why, you know, when in the beginning of this video, when I was telling you that I flew 1,500 miles to do this vehicle, I wasn't joking. I mean, this was an honest truth, because I've been trying to get my hands on one ever since it came up in fall of 2020. Now we're about 6-7 months later, and this is the first one that I review. So if you're watching till this part of the video, this is my part where I ask you to hit subscribe and hit that like button. And the reason for it, I want to continue to provide the content on this channel. It really gives me a lot of pleasure, but I want to be able to get that content, get the vehicle. It's not as easy as you might think, that you just walk up to a dealer and, hey, can I film your $100,000 TRX? And most of them will say no. Or most of them, if they ask you why, and if you tell them that it is for your YouTube channel, they said, well, how many subscribers do you have, how many views, and all that stuff. And the same with manufacturers, that's what they're asking for. So I'm still growing, 2,000 subscribers. Thank you guys, in less than a year. I appreciate every single one of you. But if you hit that subscribe, like button, it doesn't cost you anything. It helps me to get more for this channel. It helps me to create more content. So if you can do that, I really appreciate it. Well, back to the car. These are impossible to get. Like, if there is a dealer that has it, they're probably gonna charge premium. Unfortunately, supply and demand. I mean, there's really nothing that you can do about it. You can place an order on it and really wait indefinitely, especially right now because of this microchip shortage, or you can go to the secondary market and maybe pick one up like this. Honestly, I'm not even getting to pricing of what they're going for right now, but I'm gonna go into the Ram website and actually see where they start, because I know that they start just north of $75,000 or $70,000. So this is where they start, $70,000, and then you can customize a lot of them, to your liking. Different trims, the different accessories that they have available. So I suggest you go to ramtrucks.com, customize it, and see what it is. If you want to see this particular one, Mercedes-Benz of Hoffman Estate, as of filming this video, which is probably going to be about a week before you see it on my channel, it is still available, so you can check them out. I'm going to post a link to their website in the description of this video, so you can check it out, see if you like this one. I love this color combination and the equipment on it, and honestly, I'm not going to beat on it, so it's not going to spoil the experience for the buyer. So let's take us for a spin. Before we do that, as always, let's check out the rear view camera. I kind of looked at it. So as far as the rear view camera right here, take a look. I mean, there's several different modes right here. Backup camera, surround camera. You can have the front camera as well. Decent. Okay, the front camera really encased in this housing, so that kind of blocks a little bit of the view, but not too bad. It's got the wide angle, it's got the narrow angle. Same thing for the back, wide angle, narrow angle. If I'm in reverse, does it give me the trajectory line for front and back? And sure enough, it does. Really nice feature. Let's see, if it can turn around in a tight spot. I mean, it's a huge vehicle. Okay. It feels so cool to be sitting inside of it. It's like I'm on the top of the world. Steering wheel, big but sporty. Okay, let's turn it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And maybe just a little bit more. So guys, it's not the tightest truck, but look how huge it is. It's actually pretty cool, and it feels more maneuverable while you're driving it than when you look at it. It really doesn't feel overwhelming when you get inside of this beast. So let's take this for a quick spin and see how it drives. So far, like I said, the visibility is unbelievable. You can see everything. It's basically an aquarium. Huge mirrors made for, towing almost. You can see this, everything in the mirrors. So no blind spot whatsoever. You sit up really high. Can hear a little bit of that engine whine, not in a bad way, but in a good way. That supercharger, you can hear it working. Okay, we're gonna put it in the sport mode. Right here, everything is in sport, and once the traffic passes, I'm gonna see how it accelerates, because this is really the difference between the... Okay, let's hit it. Whoa! Guys, you don't expect that out of a pickup truck. This is incredible. This is great. I mean, and yet at the same time, I was afraid that it was going to try to get out from my control and holding to the steering wheel, and it's really not going anywhere where I don't want it to go. So here you go. The performance of it is incredible. Pickup of it, the feel of it. No wonder it won so many accolades and awards. As a matter of fact, it won the 2021 Motor Trend Truck of the Year. And there's no question in my mind, this would be on the very top of my list if I was looking for a pickup truck. Now, even, you know, the regular ones at the Limited was great. Don't get me wrong, this was one of my favorite pickup trucks ever. But this beats it by far. It's got all the luxury, it's got all the same amenities as the other one. Well, maybe without the feel like those power running boards and stuff like this, which I really don't care. But this, you can take off-road and take it to a nice restaurant. You can show it off to your friends, and you can take it almost on the track, because it can really compete with the best of them. Under 4 seconds, pushing this 6,600 pounds or so. Let's hit it. Wow. Under 4 seconds. We didn't do it under 4 seconds. Obviously, it wasn't from stop and go. And I have one more chance. And trust me, I'm going to use it to see of how this thing goes. But so far, I gotta tell you, I'm so impressed with it. It's like, hey, where do I sign? Take my money. If I was looking and if I was in position to buy an extra truck, it would definitely be sitting in my garage. No wonder so many people are so impressed with it. Wow. I gotta tell you, I did not expect that out of a pickup. It's crazy. Guys, I'm having too much fun with it, but it's time to finish this video. Overall, I don't know, I give you 2 thumbs up, and you know, there's really nothing that I would change on this truck. Maybe I would accessorize it a little bit more with some of the cool accessories that they have available, but other than that, it is perfect the way it is. And we'll conclude this video with this. If you like watching videos like this, please consider subscribing to my channel. Hit subscribe, destroy that like button, and I will see you in my next video. Cheers.